Sorry, today.
It was all real.
Come, and then turn on.
You never just what is it you can do either. You can try the other side of scene. Shall I court you like you've always me? Here again, you're a vagabond life. I wish you'd make up your mind. Just as fast and as big as a blizzard, you're a free little Valentine. Snapshots in the eyes, sugar bites in the dim light. You never live. Just what is it you can do either? You can't take the other side of scene. I court you like you've always been. Stock common response, steeped in red hot, your Johnny Cool always does me in. As you read to the shiver cold, using your bold little medicine. Snapshots in the eyes, think twice, staying for the night. You never live. Just what is it you can do either? You can't take the other side of scene. I court you like you've always heartbeats, cinnamon sweet, turns of blood, candy in my veins. You're ambiguous, star rolls of fire, shocks of stars, and shocks of strange. Snapshots in the eyes, when the shock remains. You never live. Just what is it you can do either? You can't take the other side of scene. You never live. Just what is it you can do either? You can't take the other side of scene. I court you like you've always been.
Hello. Good morning. Oh, look, my timer was basically perfect too. Yeah. Just keep it on winning. This is my year, guys. Look at this. Already on top of shit. Who else is barely awake? I am barely awake. All right, let's check everything. All right, volume is going through. Music is not overwhelming. Everything looks good. All right, we have the Vortex profile already going. Wait. No. Close. That's right. We are actually going to start Baldur's Gate properly today. That way, maybe shit will work like it's supposed to with the voting. All right. Let's see. I've just confused my system. But it'll be okay. Maybe. We'll see. Do 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 do. Let's see. Hello. I just saw myself in the camera. I look good. I look all right. I look all right. You know. Trying to get everything to quit freaking out a little. I love how no matter how many times I turn off Windows virus protection, it just decides, I need to be on. I need to scan every file that gets touched whatsoever. But, you know, I don't want it to find all my viruses. I like them. They are my friends. It's always hunting them down. I don't appreciate it. Okay. Let's see. Let's hard work good. Hard work fine. Where the fuck? Where the fuck? Oh no. Oh, there's a SWOTOR game update stream today. We will not be watching that, but okay. My OBS. Oh, there we are. Hello. Hello, I am here. I am here. It's just taking a moment. Slurp. Oh my god. Okay. Baldur's Gate looks like it is opening. Steam doesn't look like it's screwing everything in the world. The cross section of the song of the Baldur's Gate sounds pretty fun. So happy Valentine's Day. I don't know what y'all got going on. Me, I do nothing. I'm not a Valentine's Day person. Well, I mean mostly, you know. Hey, there's captions. There we go. Hey, there's me. Alright, everything looks like that's good. Gonna zoom this up a bit. So, yesterday I did see that Zachary Michael was live, and I was like, let's go see how Zach's doing. And everyone over there was very nice to me. Zach gave me a little shout out, and a few folks came over and followed. That was very nice. But yeah, I was like, it's my birthday, please be nice to me. And everyone in chat flooded a bunch of happy birthdays, so that was very kind. I hear that Amber Lynn may be dating somebody new, for those who are really curious about what's going on there. I don't know. It was funny because Zach was like, hey, if you run into her, let us know. And he's like, but don't seek her out or anything. And I'm like, we don't go to the same places, man. I don't go out that often. I sure as hell don't. I'm not going to malls and shit, you know, or bingo or whatever the fuck, so. Although I have a sneaking suspicion I might know which bingo hall she goes to. There are plenty to choose from, though, so who knows. I'm really not planning on going to bingo anytime soon. I went a few times as a teenager when I was actually underage, because you're not supposed to. I mean, bingo's gambling, so you're not supposed to go when you're a teenager. But I did. My mom used to drag me because she used to go with her sister, who was actually like the bingo person. I don't know, I thought it was kind of neat. Like, back then, like, I was like, hey, I want a dauber and shit, you know? Like, fuck yeah. Alright, hello, GMO Radio. Happy birthday. You know, I had a birthday twin in the small town I spent junior high in, and now I don't even know how to contact her because I don't Facebook, so I'm literally just like, well, I hope she's all right. She was one of the popular girls in school, but she was always really nice to me. There were two popular girls who were always really, really nice to me. One of them was just nice, and that's my birthday twin over there. And the other one, like, really liked me and wanted to be my friend. And when I was on Facebook, about every 6 months or so, I would get a message from her explaining that she really, really wanted to be my friend back then, but that she was like the odd man out in the popular girl, like the, you know, Heather's type, you know, popular girl situation. And since she was like the odd man out and they were basically always kind of treating her like a weirdo, hanging out with me would have made her more of a weirdo, and that she deeply regrets letting that affect anything. And I'm like, well, cool. I mean, you know. I mean, I'm a fucking weirdo, I got to admit. But she and I were both obsessed with Bohemian Rhapsody back in the day. And so, like, we'd bring it to school dances, and the DJ would end up playing it at some point in the height of the dance. And we would always end up fighting each other out on the dance floor and fucking thrashing around and you know, mouthing the lyrics. And it's fun stuff. But the girl Lindsay, who is my birthday twin, is actually also one of the ones responsible for one of the biggest, like, gay traumas I experienced, which was because I'm bisexual. I had dated boys in this town. I was still reasoning with the fact that I wasn't straight, and in no fucking way in this little redneck town was I coming out as anything, intentionally at least. And I remember she was the one in the locker room that day who was like, she's, you know, we're all getting undressed, we're all doing our thing. Now, there are some of us who practically threw ourselves, I may have told this story before, there's some of us who practically threw ourselves in the locker or would go off to a bathroom stall to change or whatever. Like, we were not peacocking around half nude. Now, there were girls who were, like, just taking off all their shit and fucking walking around and doing their thing. And I was not one of those girls. And there were a handful of us that were not those girls. And as an adult, I can tell you, we were the queer ones. We were the gay, bisexual, queer, otherwise not identifying with this normal shit, you know? And we were self-conscious because we didn't want the girls looking at us and being like, ew. And I had already started developing a complex about being in the locker room because here I am, all hormonal teenager, and I'm looking around and I'm like, oh no. Oh no, oh no, put the blinders on, put the fucking blinders on, you know. So I'm always like right in front of my locker, like changing everything as quickly and as modestly as I can. My family had taught me how to like change clothes in the car, for example, like by putting one thing on and taking the thing off and pulling it out and all of that. I used all of those tricks. But that one day, she's just sitting there like in her fucking nude colored bra, just fucking peacocking out, like, and just like, oh my god, and then grabbed something, covered herself, and was like, what if somebody in here is gay and they're looking at us? And everyone started being like, oh my god. And I, like I said, might as well have just crawled all the way in the locker and fucking closed the door, because, whoa. Locker rooms are not good for children, and they should not be in them. Anyway, I gotta tell you though, one of the girls who would always run off was the first girl that I remember it just being like, fuck. No, I'm not straight. Fuck. Because I went over to hang out with her once, and her grandma was like, oh, she's taking a bath, just go on in there. And I walked in, and she was getting out of the bath, and I was like, oh no, Oh no, oh no, oh fuck, oh god. She's single again. Just saying, I could take a few hour trip, go out and say hello, you know. I don't think she's opposed to the idea. I'm just saying. When I was like 18, she fucking hunted me down because I'd already moved back to the city. I was working at AOL and there were like Yahoo personals and things like that. And she was in another state, but she had ended up finding me and was like, oh, "You're bi? Oh my god, me too." And I was like, "Oh no, oh no, yeah, and you're married now. Fuck," you know. That didn't matter, but it did to me. It didn't matter to them, but I didn't want a unicorn, you know? No one wants to be a little fucking unicorn. I mean, I guess some people do. No shame. No shame if you are a unicorn. I'm personally not. Problem is, you're always interested in one and not the other, right? Her husband looked like a hobbit. He's gone now, though. Fuck him. Like, she divorced his ass, so... Hobbit motherfucker. Not interested. Saying. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking about the people in junior high I had crushes on. But in '08, I did go on a nice little tour. You know, I go through little heat waves, like I go through long periods of being shut down, and then something will happen, and I will go fucking just, I'll be a big old hoe for a while. And in '08, I did my greatest hits of everyone I had a crush on in junior high, just like hanging out in the area for like the holidays, and I was just ringing everybody up. Hey, you want to go out? You want to go to Chuck E. Cheese? Fucking, you want to go on dates I learned were cool from chasing Amy? Life-changing. Life-changing for them. So I hear. Sorry. I'm very much amusing myself this morning. Now, let's load that previous conversation, because I just kind of was like, whatever, on it. 26. Okay, yes. And we will revisit this conversation with Astarion, walk our way through it properly. You know, we never showered once either, because even if we wanted to, they wouldn't let us. I don't know why, but no one was allowed to shower after or during or after gym at all in any school I ever went to. It was just never allowed. They're like, no, you can't take a shower, just change clothes. And everyone just acted like, just take a shower when you get home. And it's like, well, you guys put this period halfway through the school day, so I'm spending the last half of my fucking school day all sweaty and gross, and athletic shit was not easy for me.
You might be right. We've had no luck so far.
So it's not like it was literally a no sweat situation. You know, I'm not Prince Philip. So I had to put in a ton of fucking effort, and then I'm gross for the rest of the day. They never let us shower at all. And the boys who played football were allowed to, but like only after games and shit, not after little skirmishes and practice and stuff like that. So I don't know why. I don't know if this was just like somebody saw Carrie at a very young age and they're like, we are not dealing with that shit. Like, I don't know. I might have showered, but again, it wasn't like a big open shower area in the girls' locker room. We had stalls with curtains. We had like 6 of them. And like I said, that's where a lot of girls would run off and change clothes. So, I don't know. Well, at least there was that. But God, can you imagine all those peacocking ass straight girls fucking like titties out saying, oh no, look at my titties, you know. Fucking, which they have every right to do, but just imagine if it was showery. Ugh. It would have been so much, like, I can't imagine making myself small enough in the shower to... yeah, so, I was kind of bullied out in 9th grade, so most of my stories are about junior high. Because I went back to Oklahoma City and I got bullied out. Because everyone went from elementary school to the junior high, but then they had like 3 years to figure things out. And then I came back. I was heavily bullied in elementary school, but yet had like a Ferris Bueller vibe in the small town where I was at. Everyone knew who I was. Everyone that wasn't in my grade thought I was cool. All the upperclassmen fucking loved me for some reason I never understood. Like, I always got big features in like the yearbooks and stuff. Like, they'd always like, because I'd wear sunglasses in class and shit, and they're like, oh man, this fucking kid's cool. And of course, my peers hated me for it. Because they wanted those kids to think they were cool, but they weren't cool. So no one thought they were. And Heavener's the name of that small town. I also thought everyone there, for the most part, was really fucking ugly. I moved there, and I was like, man, this is what mom and dad say Wisconsin's like. Like, everyone here is really ugly. Like, I'm going to be hot shit. I wasn't. They preferred their ugly-ass selves. Yeah. All right. So let's revisit this conversation and see if the voting is working. So we were talking about Raphael, the Cambion, who snatched us, and Astarion and Luxie here are having a conversation. He says, now there's a bloody devil trailing after us. This gets better and better. Shop around, he said. He seems sure we won't find anything. And he might be right. We've had no luck so far. Now remember, this Raphael conversation started entirely because we had tried to get help with removing the tadpole. He apparently has been watching us and saw our failed attempt. Anyone we had gone to try and take care of it, and it failed, would have spawned this incident. So Nettie's just straight up like, well, I can kill you. That's the best I can do. You're gonna have to go find Halson. Auntie Ethel is another person we could go to for help, and if that didn't work out, then he would have shown up as well. So, is the vote thing working? I did properly go through Steam this time. I used the Larian launcher. I want to make sure that in options, if it's showing up, then it should be. All right, thanks GMO Radio. Happy birthday to you again as well. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for showing. I appreciate it. But we're doing this pre-show whenever it happens, so come on out. All right, are we getting the option to vote? Lou, are you here? Lou, try to vote. Aw, I see the new whale. Is that new? Because I haven't seen that before. Your little whale wave. It's adorable. Alright. Well, Lou is apparently busy actually doing real grown-up work. I don't know if y'all know, Lou has a real job. So that's not always, conducive to being, super active viewer. Fuck you, Lou. Beat you up. We had fun on Lou's stream last night. For those that are not, will this let me shout out? Because yeah, it says unrecognized, but I don't know if it's actually doing it. Yeah, I'm talking shit. Thank you for letting me know. I don't know why it's not working now. It did. Oh my god, just go back to normal for a moment. Here we go. Why won't it let me shout out from fucking... It's ridiculous. Come on, Chatterino. Help me out, bro. You're supposed to. So, yeah, we got a few new folks from Zach's little shout out. That was super nice. Wasn't expecting it. I was just trying to say hi. Hadn't talked to Zach in a minute, Alright. No luck so far. We still have options, buddy.
Maybe. But all that, take your time, I'll wait nonsense. He's playing with us. Cazador liked to toy with people too.
Here we go.
Let them think there was hope, right until the end. Until he snatched it all away. Creatures like them don't play games, unless they know they can win.
So I think that they had a list of favorite words for Astarion, and snatched is one of them. My number one I notice from Astarion, at least if you're romancing him, is the constant pleasure. Pleasure. It makes him sound like a Chick-fil-A employee. Pleasure. It's my pleasure. Pleasure, pleasure. Oh. They really ought to stop making Chick-fil-A employees say that shit. It's kind of makes me feel really fucking icky. Oh, I don't go there, so it doesn't matter, but Alright, so what do we do?
We keep hunting for answers. What other choice do we have? This is no ordinary mind flayer parasite.
Orgy until we turn into squids?
Why? What do they have planned for us?
One option,
and
I
why
guess.
are we important enough that a devil comes knocking on our door?
Oh my god, I'm not showing the
If we
game!
find those answers.
Oh my god! I'm such a fucking dingus. Alright, is it shut? Alright, well, we already kind of had that conversation last time, so it doesn't really
Have to keep going.
Well, I'm barely awake. Alright, so it says we have an event. Let's look at the script editor. Oh, we got a ton of Astarion shit. Alright, that's what we're doing. Doing a ton of Astarion shit. How we feel, Astarion Mancers? Are we ready? Yes. Let's restore everything. Let's get everyone kind of where they should be so these cutscenes don't look as silly.
Mind never quiet.
We're gonna have Vespertine go hang out up here with Shadowheart. We're gonna have Tisiphone sitting on this log looking at all of her lovers and potential lovers. And
Looking ahead.
Audrilla is actually in a good spot. So, we're just gonna have her reading this book right along with Gale.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times. Just thought of something.
Just thought of something, I bet.
There you are, my friend.
Well, Lou, it sounds like that's you. It sounds like you are going to be memeing Astarion as a Chick-fil-A employee now. Like, that would kind of piss off Chick-fil-A if they realized how queer-coded Astarion is, so. Don't worry, all my characters are queer. Just like all the companions here are bisexual, all of my characters are also bisexual, super queer weirdos. So I like to remind people, because I get this, there's this weird form of bi erasure that happens with both straight people and gay people. All monosexuals seem to do this instinctively to bisexual people. So if you find yourself doing this, even just in your brain, try and, you know, program this shit out of you. Because people tell me, well, you've had more straight relationships than you've had gay relationships, which is not unusual with bisexual women for them to be in more hetero-appearing relationships than gay-appearing relationships. There's a lot of reasons for that. Women don't know if they can always hit on you. You don't know if you can hit on them. There's a large number of women-loving women that don't want anything to do with bisexual women as well. There's a lot of weird lesbian separatism, gold star nonsense in the world. And there is the occasional straight guy who isn't okay with having a bisexual partner for whatever reason, including, you know, disaster bisexuals who, you know, are a trope, but do exist in very, very, very small numbers that regardless of how monogamous they claim to be, always want multiple partners and things like that. So, don't refer to bisexuals' relationships as straight or gay. They are all bisexual relationships. Every relationship I've ever had was a bisexual relationship. Trust me, I'm not attracted to men as a straight woman. I'm attracted to men as a bisexual woman. And that means that, yeah, I like a little bit of androgyny in any of my partners. I also appreciate high femme and high mask, but I don't know that I've ever had a partner who was just straight. Like, there's always a little percentage of something going on, you know? And it's not that like, well, they wouldn't date me if they weren't queer. It's just like, nah, man, you know, like, a couple of my partners wouldn't be happy to hear that said about them, but like, back in the day when metrosexual was a term we all used, I loved metro guys, you know, like, I loved that shit. I was like, yes, please, don't be afraid of being perceived as a little queer because you like grooming, you know? And so, just saying, those are all bisexual relationships, just like all of the relationships in Baldur's Gate are bisexual relationships. So, that's your bi erasure lesson for the day. I do appreciate Lou talked about the bisexual erasure of the Bohemian Rhapsody movie because, I've been fighting motherfuckers for years on that. I'm like, he's not gay. He's not gay. Bisexual. And all those relationships are boy. Dick. He's married to a woman and she wasn't a beard, okay? Like, he fucking loved her. He also moved on to realize, hey man, I can have these queer relationships with men now. Like, that's a possibility, you know? And, you know, one of the reasons I care so much, bisexual women are a lot more privileged than bisexual men. Bisexual men were largely blamed for the AIDS crisis. So, because they were infecting our precious women, our precious straight white women in the suburbs, you know? So, I know a lot of people weren't around for the 90s. I was barely conscious for a lot of the 90s as a child who had no fucking idea. But I can tell you, I was called a gay wad so much in elementary, in like kindergarten. Yes, gay wad is the word that did it. Gay wad is the one that sent me, my kindergarten self, into a fucking spiral and into the closet. So, you forgot the E. You forgot the E in AIDS. You are a very helpful person. But, yeah, so, but you know what I'm saying, Diego? Bi men get a bad rap. So, traditionally, like in the last 30 years, it hasn't been easy on them, and it was real rough in the 90s, because they're just like, well, this gay disease, how are straight women getting it? Oh, they slept with that bisexual bartender, that, you know, recidivist, That's very much like my dad. You ever hear me do that? That's definitely my fucking father. You hear what I'm saying? You feel me, bruv? Oh my god, my favorite tarot reader has disappeared from the internet. Let's see if he's come back. Hold on, we gotta look. We gotta go. I love this chav guy, who just every reading is like, do you feel me, bruv? Blah, blah, blah. Let's see if he's gone. He's still fucking gone. Some girl came out saying, oh, he's psychically attacking me and that kind of shit. You know, oh, he's stalking me by texting me and all of this stuff. And this is the second girl who has come out with an absurd story about how he's like attacking them in their dreams and like, and all this shit. And they've painted him like he's some kind of sex pest. But most of it is woo-woo psychic nonsense, and he just fucking vanished, and I don't know if it's related, but he was always pulling shit down. He'd put up a reading and then pull it down. He'd only do a reading like once a month. So it doesn't even it's like, how you even making money, bro, if you're pulling them down immediately? I don't know. Just very funny to listen to. He only does 4 signs. Does Aquarius, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Scorpio. 3 of those are related to me, and I know so many fucking Scorpios, including Sebek, but I don't watch anything but the Aquarius, really. But man, what a wild guy. I got to where if I saw he posted one, I'd download it so I could watch it before he'd delete it. But I don't know. I don't care for 99.9% of those silly ass tarot readers on YouTube, especially since most of them are doing weird shit that is not traditional tarot. Like, where this clarification thing come from? I don't know if y'all have ever watched any of this, but they'll do like a spread, and then for each card they'll use another deck and they'll pull another card and put that on top of it, and they call them clarifiers, and they're supposed to like give us another idea of what's going on with that card. I don't know. Like, I can see how that would be useful, but I think it's silly. Most divination's silly. Just, you know, it's fun. Little girls in my class in like kindergarten and first grade used to play a game called MASH. We would try and figure out if we were going to live in a mansion, apartment, shack, or house. That's what MASH stood for. And who of the boys we knew we were going to marry and what kind of job we'd have. And it was all just a little game based on, you know, basically divination. Man, I'm not holding on to my MASH sheets going, why didn't I live in a mansion? Why didn't I end up marrying that boy Chris? All right. So we have a drunk seeming Astarian right now, who's calling me his friend. So yeah, at your service.
Are you now? Don't make promises you can't keep, darling.
My favorite thing to hear at a bar.
Needs met this evening. I found a bear.
I bet you did, you little twink.
Blood. I took all of his.
I found a bear. I did always wonder if this was a bugbear. Like if he found, because he doesn't seem to know that kobolds aren't animals. So he's not much of an adventurer. He doesn't seem to know a lot about kobolds and goblinoids and things like that. So I always wondered if instead of an actual rawr bear, if he was just confused and found a bugbear and drained it. And that's why he's so happy, is because like thinking creature's blood is apparently like, that good shit. I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, you big, strong, hairy men. All right, I do like my twinks quite a bit, gotta say. I'm sure bears are fun. I just haven't done a lot of bear wrestling, so. Well, it sounds like a dangerous meal.
So's any meal worth having. It's nothing compared to, well, other things I could be dining on, but significantly better than the rats and bugs Cazador served me.
I like how he's like bitten my neck like 3 times now and is just like, oh, I am a fucking professional about drinking humanoid blood now, and I'm gonna speculate about it, and I'm gonna tell everyone how much I would like drinking them, and I'm gonna pretend like I know how they would taste, like, because he, you know, at some point someone's like, don't fucking drink my blood. I think it's Lazel, and he's like, oh, I do love spicy food. And it's like, come on, bitch. You're fronting. You don't know. Astarian's such a little phony. Alright, well, that bugs and rat shit. Yeah, that sounds delicious.
It was exactly as appetizing as you'd think. Still, that was the past. I'll never have to grovel for him again.
Now, Lou, we've never really gotten into it, so I don't know if I'm about to do by erasure. But, you know, I do know you are married, so I don't know. How do you identify as a bear? Just curious, you know. When I look at you, I don't immediately think like, oh, there's a leather daddy bear. I'm just curious. Because I think if I were able to transition, because I physically can't. Like, I'm I'm a Jurassic Park dinosaur without the cool, like, frog DNA to, like, help me switch. So, I've actually taken anabolic steroids in the past, and they had no effect on me. Because my body is resistant to androgens. And so, whether they are synthetic or not, no effect. I do not get virilized whatsoever. Not so much as one little chin hair, no muscle, no anger, nothing. Like, nothing. The only thing it did is make my pee smell weird. And that's it. That is literally it. So I would not be, if I were to want to transition, I would never be able to. But if I did, I think I'd be a little berry. I don't know how hairy I'd be able to get, though. Because, like, mom and dad aren't really hairy stock, you know? I'm not sure. But I do think I'd be a big boy, you know? I'm 5'9". I don't know how much that would have changed if I had a bunch of fucking testosterone running through my system that was actually able to affect me in my puberty years, you know? So I imagine I'd probably be taller. I imagine I already have broad shoulders and big feet, so I just imagine all of that would have gotten fucking... I don't know. Well, you know, it's fine. I think we can have cis straight bears, though. So, you should ask your wife. Be like, hey, you see me as like a Pooh Bear? You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I want some honey. Ooh. Oh, that's wild. I do. As soon as I heard of penis envy, I was like, actually, I mean, that does kind of sound real. But I totally, like, all of those things where you're like, you know, normal people, well, normal, cishet fucking people do not sit around and think all day long about what it would be like if they were the opposite gender. You know? As to where I'm, like, I'm always thinking about what my 3 wishes would be if I found the genie lamp, what it would have been like if I would have been a guy, what it would be like if I could be a guy 1 day a week, because that's about what I really want. I want, like, dickful Sundays, you know? I want to wake up as a completely different creature on Sundays where I'm a big burly dude and I can go do all the big manly things and I can pee standing up and all of that stuff. Like, that'd be great. Just 1 day a week. I'd love it. I'd be able to solve so many of my problems. Go knock on the door of the guy who sexually harasses me in the hall and say, hey, leave her alone. I'm scared to go outside my door a lot of the times because I've gotten glommed on. Like, a guy asked for a hug once and started, like, kissing on me and shit, and I had to be like, whoa, dude! And ever since then, he's always trying to, like, pull me aside and be like, hey, come over here, come talk to me. I'm like, no, dude, I'm fucking good. But if I were a big burly dude, I'd be able to go, hey, knock that shit off. That's my piece of action. Men only respect women being other people's property. So... he says we'll never have to grovel again, and I say, you sound very sure.
Look at us. We've never been more powerful. And being able to walk in the sunlight opens a lot of doors for me.
I get to explore my
Maybe some
violent
problems,
side.
No, these tadpoles are a gift I intend to use to the fullest. You should do the same.
Yeah. But what's funny is, like, I would like to blame a certain amount of my queerness on, like, the intersex stuff, on the hormonal chromosome blah blah. But I realized not too long ago, because, you know, I have a niece who's also super queer who has, like, the same condition, but I started thinking about a lot of the people in my family with it. They're all women, of course. I started thinking about a lot of the women historically in my family that have it, and a lot of them are actually hyper femme. My eldest sister is hyper femme. A couple of my aunts with a hyper femme, like setting their hair in rollers before they go to fucking work, ridiculous amounts of fucking makeup, preparing for 4 hours before they are going to be seen in public, being like just the most big, beautiful fucking women, just like decked out. Like, one of them was like a lifelong waitress until she decided in her like 40s or early 50s to go to college, be valedictorian of the social work program, and just be super important in that world. But before then, she was a lifelong waitress, and she made bank because even though she was bigger, she was just always on point. Super, we're ridiculously good with customer service in my family because we all develop a mask really early. And just like, I mean, she's the one that like taught me how to like spray a cloud of perfume in the air and then walk into it. Like, absurd. So now it's just me. Cause like I look at the eldest sister and she's never questioned anything in her life. She's bisexual, but she doesn't admit it. She's had long-term relationships with women, but you're not allowed to mention those around her anymore. Like the last time I mentioned it, and she's like, "Well, I've only been married X number of times," and I was like, "Well, what about homegirl?" Who I almost said her name. And she's like, "We weren't actually married." And I'm like, "That's just because you legally couldn't get married at the time. You referred to each other as wife." And she's like, "First name, middle name? I will leave this room right now." Like, you're not allowed to talk about it. Oh, okay. Whatever. Is that just to make your husband feel better? I don't understand it. Y'all get that in your family? First name, middle name? That's how you know you're in trouble. I wonder if a lot of actors that just drop their last name, not only do they have to like have a unique name for SAG purposes, like I get that, but also I do kind of just wonder if maybe they were just, oh shit, I clicked the level up screen. They were just always in trouble, and so they answer to it better. Yeah, we're level 4 and I'm just fucking slow playing it. I still think we should all go back to level 1 and then only level up when we have a TPK.
What am I to do?
We have so many people. Okay, guys, come on. Alright, we're going to Lazel and we're going to take a step. That didn't do it.
Defender of the people.
Oh no. This is because we have too many people in the party, I think. There we go. We just have to select, we have to select whoever is not sleeping to get everyone to wake up.
I've got a long road ahead.
Yeah, you do, honey. Alright. Let's leave camp and then come back and we'll have another Astarian conversation. I'll try not to fucking talk through the whole thing this time. Sorry. You guys just get all these weird morning thoughts of mine, like that should probably be worked out in the shower or something, but you know, I did stop a lot of that processing ever since I started listening to things in the shower. I probably should just go back to thinking my thoughts so I don't treat you all like a therapy session. Well, maybe I should go back to therapy. You know, but I did stand up for a very short while in my life. I did stand up about as long... I was working on my set for a very, very long time. And then I went and did that set in public for a while. But I would say the preparation for that set, which was months and months, was about twice as long as my actual career of getting up on stage. Which was interrupted by me going to Massachusetts, and it turns out... You know, there's not a lot of comedy clubs in Massachusetts, even in Boston. So that just died on the vine as a result. And then when I tried to do it when I came back, I realized I hate my fucking set. A lot of it was anti-humor, like, because I knew people saw me come up on stage and they're like, oh god, a fucking female comedian, god damn it. And so... I would try to do jokes that were the antithesis of what they were expecting. You know, all they expect is like jokes about your mom, shopping, vaginas, periods, why are men? And if you actually listen to the stand-up sets of a lot of amateur comedians, the men are the ones actually up there telling dick jokes, talking about their mom, somehow talking about shopping a lot fucking more than women do. Like, talking about vagina, talking about periods, all of that, you know, it's like, okay, guy, like, just projection. Cool. So, this motherfucker's looking in the mirror. Just looking. What are you doing?
I'm looking too, but not seeing very much. Another quirk of my affliction.
Affliction. Do you miss it, seeing your own face?
Preening in the looking glass. Petty vanity. Of course I miss it. I've never even seen this face. Not since it grew fangs and my eyes turned red.
Very nice face, except all the sneering, but, well, no, I kind of like the sneering, brooding. What color were your eyes before they turned red?
I don't know. I can't remember. My face is just some dark shape in my past. Another thing I've lost.
Stare into his eyes, taking in every detail of his face. For you, maybe, I like what I see. Or it's for the best, you're not exactly aging gracefully. That is funny. But did he just break a 200 gold piece mirror? Shaking my head. Well, maybe, but remember, not in this game. But we do have the mending spell available. It's a cantrip. You know, anyone, I'm sure, would be able to learn it. After all, we need to level up anyway, right? I think the mending spell may technically exist via mod, but what it's supposed to do is if I broke my coffee cup, like, you know, cracks in two pieces, I'm supposed to be able to hold those pieces together and cast mending and put them back together. It's got really useful purposes. A lot of people have come up with really creative uses for mending. For example, you always have attrition of arrows, because if you're shooting your arrows in a cave, for example, they're going to hit a stone wall and break if you miss or they go through. Mending can help get rid of that. If you take a pair of what are they called? Medieval fucking handcuffs, the shackles. If you were to take shackles that don't have a lock, they're just solid shackles, and then you broke them, perhaps magically, and then put them on the person and then cast mending, there's just no way to get out of them without breaking them again. So, like that kind of thing. It's very interesting, as well as just straight up mending things. You know, oh, I broke my toothpick. Mend. Oh, there's a hole in the ship that I'm traveling on at sea. Mend. You know, there's a lot of uses for it. It's one of my favorite spells. I very rarely get to use it, but yeah, he's absurd. He doesn't give a fuck. He probably stole that mirror. I don't know where the fuck it came from. Lodane. Like you, Dr. Awesome. That is kind of funny. I once heard about a mage apprentice who sucked dick to learn the mending spell, and then he glued his 200 gold piece mirror together. Yeah, I mean, hey. Wizards are fucking weird. What they want you to do to learn spells, I'm just saying. I don't agree with just leveling up either. If I'm your GM, I will just let you level up, but I hate it. I hate it. I think that the leveling up process should be dictated by the GM if they have fucking ideas about how the world actually does this. You don't, as a wizard, just spontaneously learn new spells. You have to find those spells. You have to find them in the books of other wizards, maybe the evil ones you defeat, which makes it slim pickings of the non-evil spells you might want to take. But you can also go seek out another wizard, and you can get apprenticeship, and you can, you know, ask them to teach you a fucking spell. Now let's go ahead with the idea that at level 1 everyone's already an adventurer like in 4th edition. Even still, even a hero is going to have to spend time figuring out magic, find other forms of magic in their adventuring and learn from them, or find other people who are better at the job and learn from them. This doesn't have to be a thing. You don't have to do a quest necessarily in order to level up, but hey, maybe you get a bonus spell if you do the quest, you know? I'm just saying, same thing with martial stuff. How'd you learn that new move? Did you just learn it as we're doing things? That's fine, but can you give me a 5-second explainer of how you learned to do this new flourish? Is it that fucking hard for you to conceptualize the ways in which your character is actually leveling up? Like, I just think it's an important part of character development. Even if you just want to fucking montage me, fine. Just explain how you are leveling up. Just think about it for fucking 5 seconds. Other than the dopamine rush you're getting as a character and choosing all your stuff. Like, but how did you get it? Think about it. I don't know. I think it's cool. We're gonna stare into his eyes and take in every detail of his face.
What?
Oh, I am old Dane too. It is funny whenever I'm playing multiplayer of some sort with somebody and I am telling them that the game is loading, and I will say, I'm loading, and I often get corrected. No, you're Lodane. Count yourself lucky. I just see this mug every day. I do think it's funny if, like, the very first option you can say, well, I see the unsightly mole, and he can be like, I have to go. And, like, he'll just fucking just be like, ah! Funny. I like both of these, but I'm gonna say, I'll be your mirror. What do you want to know? And I'd like to point out that he should just be able to tap into my tadpole and literally see through my eyes. That is something we established with the very first tadpole collection with Lae'zel, that I saw my face through this strange woman's eyes, to quote the fucking narrator. Would just like to point that out. During all this Astarian, I don't know what I fucking look like bullshit, I could just show him. But the game won't let me. But I'll say it anyway. I'll be your mirror. What do you want to know?
I want to know what the world sees when it looks at me. What you see.
Well, are they Will fans? Because they see really awful things. Man, they call him Grandpa Elf. Or the Pale Fail. Or the Fail Elf. Like, you know, sorry he didn't get fucking his soul taken from him for simping for Mizora. Oh, and he single-handedly, if you get into his history, he and Mizora single-handedly did an entire, like, double campaign. Like, he basically went up and punched Tiamat, and she was like, oh no, Will punched me. Oh, I better get back to the hills. It's so stupid. It's so stupid that a Cambion single-handedly would be able to give a mortal enough power. Like, I don't know that Zariel herself could actually go beat Tiamat's ass, and Tiamat lives in Avernus. Like, I'm just saying, it's so fucking stupid. He just did a whole campaign all by himself. He did a whole Rage of fucking Dragons, like he did, or Rage of Tiamat, and the one before that. Horde of the Dragon Queen, I think? Whatever, it's a, yeah, Hot DQ, and then Rot, I think. Anyway, alright, sorry. So ridiculous. Badly written. The last two characters to join your party are also the last two that were finished, and they were tweaking Will and Karlach for a really, really long time, and I just think they're overproduced. It's not stone soup, but what's the other one? Too many cooks in the kitchen. Strong, piercing eyes.
Oh,
That dangerous smile. You're unsightly, Mole!
Very good. Now just tell me I'm beautiful and we can call it a day.
I do like the opportunity if I can be like, oh, you're fine. Now, Shadowheart, there's a beauty. He'll be like, oh, I need my beauty sleep. Whoa. Is that all you want? Shallow praise?
Hardly. There's also gold, sex, revenge. Quite the list, really. But failing any of those, I will always settle for shallow praise.
God, I love him. So ridiculous. All right, what have we accomplished? 2.5 conversations. And we're 15 minutes over. But we were also kind of 15 minutes late to start. So 1 hour, 2.5 conversations, and a lot of silly revelations about my personal life.
Where am I needed?
What? Oh, fuck. All right, I'm just gonna have to level everyone up, I guess. Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. There we go. Sometimes all their armor flashes as they're changing from camp clothes, and since I do have nudity turned on, you just get like a full-on flash of everything. It's pretty funny. I don't understand why they take the underwear off, since the underwear is supposed to be part of the camp clothes anyway. Vespertine, your puppy needs you. Wait. Speak with animals. Oh, she had it.
The dog is unable to speak through the small bag he holds in his mouth.
Hey, what do you got there, boy?
I don't know. Maybe you can tell me.
It's a
All I
bone.
know is I thought of you when I saw it.
Aww. Little petsies. Come here, you little petsies. I gotta turn her hat off during conversations. Aw, it is cute though. I guess that happened because I was taking all sorts of pictures yesterday for my pinups. So, yep, my birthday present, all 4 girls are gonna be little pinups. And I have a suspicion that there also might still be one of me as a pinup too. So hey, that's 5 for the calendar, right? We just need 7 more. And then you too could go to Gumroad or one of those weird sites and buy a a silly pinup calendar of all my girls. Ooh, we need Withers as a pinup, you know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm gonna see if I can find it really quick. What? Okay, not Witchers, Withers. There we go. There we go. Can we see this? Okay, we can. Let's mute Baldur's Gate really quick. All right, y'all see this? Let's put it in the. There we go. We were robbed. Ah, I love it. All right. Too many spoilers showing there, so we're gonna switch off that. I know! We were robbed. That's the romance we really need in this game. Fucking Raphael and Withers? Okay.
Still alive? So
Vespertine talked to her puppy, and what do we have left? We don't have any sleep events going. Doesn't look like. Oh yeah, Raphael, and then we just straight up came here and did all of this.
With haste.
Did we ever talk to them? I think we did. Because I have two of these, one that I do when I'm not on stream, just goofing off. Very hard for me to remember any of that.
Looking ahead. Seems like a good moment to talk.
The road to Baldur's Gate looks a little less daunting.
Yeah, we did it.
Now that we're all back together.
Aw, what a sweetheart. I love Locke. I don't love Giorna. Hey, what up, Giorna? It froze. What the fuck? It's okay, I'm just remembered I'm... Fuck. Okay.
These outsiders should show some dignity and leave. They burden our grove.
Yeah, let's switch back to the game. Brilliant. There we go. I don't know why it just hangs like that sometimes, but...
We're your two. The druids don't care about us.
Let's see.
We have to look after ourselves.
Alright, I'm in Discord, but I don't need to be. The only reason I'm in Discord is to use my little soundboard, but I'm almost never using it, so... Guess I can close out of there. But before I do...
I'm so sorry to scare your family. I want to know more about Lodane, if I'm being honest.
That's Zachary Mike, the one I went and visited yesterday. Here's Cindy.
Sample the goods, you know what I'm saying? Sample the goods, you know what I'm saying?
10 years in the joint made you a fucking pussy.
Alright, I'm done. Alright. Arrogant worm. Oh, I remember the arrogant worms. Yeah, this is that silly fucking birthday song. Okay, I'm not. Someone sent that to me.
I was fine.
Where are we on things? So, find a cure. We got help from Nettie. We need to go see Auntie Ethel. Hello, Dr. Maggot. We need to rescue Halcyon. We need to find the creche. We learned where the creche is located, and we will go there eventually. Embrace your potential, the urge. Save the refugees. Kaga. Didn't we go fucking deal with Kaga? We didn't go deal with Kaga, I guess. Okay. We can't deal with the tome anymore right now. I'm not fucking around with the lost shipment. Like, the game really wants you to, like, snatch that fucking missing shipment from the Zentarum, but I like Rugen, and I don't feel a need to rip him off. Like, just let him do his job. I don't really care. Like, the Zents do a certain amount of legitimate business, even though some of their illegitimate business fucking turns your stomach, but you can't hold the whole organization responsible while dealing with like an individual, or you can't hold that individual responsible for the whole organization, because not everyone is involved in all of those things. I don't know, it's like meeting somebody who's a fucking secretary for the U.S. military and then being like, well, y'all do drone shit and y'all do other war crimes, so I'm just gonna fucking steal your purse. Like, I don't know. It does not make the most sense to me. But whatever. Alright. Oh no, I sense that my camera has disappeared for a moment. I don't know why that would be happening. Ooh, better fix that, but first we're gonna go somewhere. Alright, we really should go say hi to Auntie Ethel. I don't think Rob's gonna interrupt us on that, but who knows? You know, it can take a minute. Rob has not announced that we're, like, not doing school today, right? Because I closed Discord, so you guys are gonna have to let me know.
I have a lot on my mind.
Alright, Luxie, go say hi to Auntie Ethel.
Light on my feet.
Let's look at this well.
Fresh, sweet-smelling water gurgles gently below.
I don't know. No need to drink. I'm not thirsty right now. Okay. Well, no news is good news, so it's probably doing like he's probably just running around like a maniac trying to get ready right now.
I don't want a crumb left on that plate, girl.
Auntie Ethel, please. One more bite and this pie is gonna come back up to say hello.
Don't make me get the wooden spoon. You're eating for two.
I love
so
her
get to it.
Motions during this. Like,
It isn't my hero. You took ages. Come in, come in. Feel free to relax yourself.
the mocap or whatever animation shit they did on Ethel. I love it.
Gods grant me patience. Eat up, Mayrina. I won't say it again.
That's so fucking good. I love it. I love it. Auntie Ethel is so fucking cool in like a game. Like, I won't say it again. And I love it. All right, so you may remember Mayrina's brothers were on the we're in the swamp, confronting Auntie Ethel, and we intervened and we knocked their ass out. We didn't kill them, but we did knock them out. And that is supposed to make a difference in how Mayrina reacts, but it doesn't. And I don't know if that's a bug or what the fuck. That's Mayrina. I have some bad news for her. Should I say it? All right, let's say it.
Keep that hole under your nose shut, or things will get messy.
That hag doesn't tell us what to do.
What is it? What's going on?
See, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna show you, and then we'll reload it. I fought your brothers, but I didn't kill them. I only knocked them out.
What? No! Dead! Everyone's dead!
Such dramatics.
What? No!
See, it's bugged.
Dead. Everyone's dead!
Such dramatics.
Bugged.
Enough, away with you.
All right. Poor Mayrina. She doesn't want to eat any more of that tart. Man, Auntie Ethel doesn't seem like a very cool doula, you know? Or, oh god, what is it? Just forgetting the word. The one that helps the doula, you know?
What is it? What's going on?
Nothing. I mistook you for somebody else.
You just have one of those faces, Mayrina. So bland and forgettable. Smart move, sweetness. Now, about what you told me in the grove. Your little wriggler problem. It must be an awful thing to have that hanging over your head. Or in it, rather. Let me take care of that for you.
You have this power, why didn't you remove it at the Grove? I like another line that she says if you never talk to Mayrina, she'll say something about like, that little worm swimming around in your brain juice. And you can be like, how'd you know that shit? If you hadn't told her. And she's like, 'cause I can smell it. You know, the stink of mind flayer anywhere. How do you fucking... And she did say she had a nose for these things, so... You have this power, why didn't you remove it at the Grove?
Prying eyes. I didn't need those druids in my business. What do you say? Want me to take care of the little bugger?
I know a devil that's offered to remove it.
A devil? Spare me.
Oh shit, I'm not back on camera. I'm an asshole.
Windbags in love with the sound of their own voices. I'm the safer bet. Plus, you'll get to keep your soul.
You know, they don't always want your soul. Sometimes you're more useful with it, you know. Depends on the price.
Well, that depends on the job. Removing a parasite is no small feat. But I like you, Petal. So I'll only ask for something small. One of your pretty little peepers.
They are pretty.
Pluck it from your head. Kiss it for luck. Then back in it goes. Won't take but a moment. That is my price. Nothing more, nothing less.
You want one of my eyes? Why?
I'm afraid that's my business, Petal. It's nothing nefarious, though. I promise.
Will my sight be damaged?
A touch, but sure you've 2 eyes in your skull, don't you? No need to be precious.
That's a poor bargain. I'll try my luck elsewhere.
Ethel, can I please?
Quiet, you've had enough pampering. And you, my door is always open, Petal. Auntie Ethel is here for you.
Uh-huh.
I can just walk into homes now. This gets better and better.
I've never heard him say that. That's interesting. Like I said, I do have a mod that makes everyone more reactive. And, like, if the Dark Urge has a special line, it prioritizes that. But otherwise, if you're just, like, a normal character, a normal Tav, normal avatar, they will usually have the companion, like, defer to the companion to say something instead that they would be saying if you were playing them. Like, if I decided to play Astarion at the beginning of the game, it probably would have said that as I played him. But the thing is, as far as Dresden rules go, this is a business, and so the threshold would be really weak if it even existed. Letter from M. Ethel, forces are at work in Baldur's Gate. The Muling wretches are trying to edge me out of my own territory. I've killed at least 4 of their agents. None have talked, not yet at least. I doubt you hear anything beyond the bleating of your ridiculous sheep, but if you catch even a whisper, send word immediately. M. A toad teapot. Let's examine it. Incredibly lifelike, down to the last wart. Oh, I wonder what that means. Oh, all the edging, all the gooning. You know, that gooning makes you susceptible to fascism. Oh, something that screams betrayal or betrape. I'm just saying, he screams a lack of understanding of consent.
You going to give me one of those precious peepers?
Nope. No. I want to shop, actually. What do you got? Yeah, you know, we got plenty of money. Just give us all this shit. Why not? With the AI, they will use items as well. So I should like hook everyone up with like a ton of potions and scrolls and see what they do. This is for a crafting system that I have installed via mod. I'll go ahead and pick it up. I need to experiment with those. See what they're like. Now, if you're covered in mud and blood, you can actually throw a pitcher of water on yourself. I think it puts out fires and stuff too. But also, there's like a bar of soap somewhere in the game that you can also use to clean yourself up. And I think that's funny. One of the biggest fights I've ever gotten in a D&D game was I made a character who was a pig farmer named Mavis. And stat-wise, she had a dagger and a trident. But RP-wise, she had a butcher knife and a pitchfork. In this game, they make the pitchfork a spear, which, look, I think tridents are kind of blue, but I also think that like it's clearly more of a trident, so you should just kind of just assign it as a trident. And there's not that many tridents in the game, so I just think that's funnier. But anyway, so I made a pig farmer named Mavis, and I made my list of, you know, whenever you go shopping at the very beginning of the game, and I gave myself things that my GM decided my pig farmer wouldn't have. He just thought it was ridiculous. I had like a small hand mirror and, you know, all this other adventuring gear, but that I had this bar of soap was too much for him. And he went on a like 20-minute tirade about how Mavis didn't have a bar of soap. Mavis is too poor and too fucking like wallowing in the mud with the fucking pigs to have a bar of soap. In fact, you can smell her vagina everywhere. She has a stinky vagina. And no matter what, like, it's unbearable. Like, he went on this fucking tirade in front of everybody, screaming for 20 minutes, and then walked to his office, sat down at his desk, started playing WoW, still screaming at all of us because somebody before me had said that they were like playing with a squirrel or something when he was like, well, what are you all doing? He said, I'm fucking with a squirrel or something. And then me having the, so it was all too much for him. It was all too much for him. And we were all just the worst players. When he asks what we're doing, all we do is we say we're picking our nose. You know, it was so fucking ridiculous. Like, the early 2000s playing D&D, especially as a girl, was really fucking rough. Like, really fucking rough. They wouldn't let me play a guy, you know, like, they just really went out of their way to say awful shit. Hi, Bon Bon. We're actually about to raid Rob because he just went live. Oh yeah, no, it was a weird experience, and this guy was like my best friend, and I now realize he probably just didn't want to GM and just wanted to play WoW instead, but the way he went about it, like, really fucking sucked. But he wasn't the only bad guy GM that like really mistreated us as girls. In Harn is this other like D&D like game. It's really brutal. It's really, you know, hyper gritty, realistic. And like, I rolled on this table and it said I had a sexual deviancy, and he's like, oh yeah, you used to hook. You were a prostitute. I'm like, that doesn't equal that. Like, whatever, people are weird. Bye, I'll see you over there. Wild.